And I kind of nudge him. I'm like, hey, what do you think if I get tested to be a kidney donor? He's like, yeah, whatever you want to do.
There's that same camaraderie that has to exist if you're going to be a team. The Giant philosophy was
People, people, people.
Hi, my name is Stephen Jennings, and I am the U.S. Stakeholder Relations Lead for our U.S. operation and the brand lead for health and sustainability supporting Giant Food. Well, Stephen began in a rural suburb of Philadelphia. I am the oldest of 6 children. My parents are very young, very hardworking, are very conservative. Well, first off, I had a great childhood. Like I said, we were a small army. We didn't have much money growing up, but we always had food on the table. But then things changed a little bit as I became a teenager, which, I don't want to admit that was a long time ago, but my parents found out, not through me, that I was gay. And I found out coming home from school with my mom standing at the door, kind of like, if this is your choice, as it was put to me, then you can't live under this roof. Unfortunately, I was kicked out of the house my senior year in high school. So it was a little challenging. Finishing school, I had met what is my future husband, and we had to get somewhere cheap to live. The whole 9 yards. So we had to become adults instantly and all these things. Of course, I didn't know at the time, but looking back, it was definitely lonely. And I had started with Giant as a bagger at this point, and I'll never forget one incident where I was bagging at the end of a register. And there was this college kid, cashier. He just started making comments, and it's the first time I'd experienced that, face to face, this close, in person. So I'm, doing my thing, and I was asked to come to the office, which usually is not a good sign. So I'll never forget, I went to the office, and Christy was the supervisor, and she said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah." And she's like, "I just want to apologize for what this gentleman was saying out there. I'm telling you right now, it is not tolerated here. It will not be tolerated, and I've sent him home." And I even get chills talking about it. So I remember that moment to this day. It just clicked that everything was going to be okay, and I could get through anything. And I'm not going to let other people's insecurities change my trajectory in life. And it literally was a switch that day for me, and I've never looked back. And why I've been here so long is my care for the associates that are in our stores. Well, sure, it may be an extreme example of care, but so back in one of my prior roles in 2012, I would just get inundated with Facebook messages and people wanting to be my friend and all this. But one message that came across was a message of need, and her name's Sarah. She had a hard day, and in her message, she mentioned that she was in a 4-hour dialysis, and I could just feel the pain in the words. And I just said to her, "Well, how can I help? What can I do to support you?" And she's, just being honest and saying, "Well, there's nothing anybody can do. I need a kidney." And I'm like, "Well, sure, I'll get tested." And she's like, "I don't think it's as easy as that." And, she goes through all the reasons why I should not offer. So John, my husband, is, snoring next to me, and I kind of nudge him. I'm like, hey, what do you think if I get tested to be a kidney donor? He's like, yeah, whatever you want to do. And that literally is how it started. So I got connected with a transplant coordinator, and all of a sudden, about probably a month later, I get a phone call. She goes, "Well, I don't know how to tell you this. I'm just going to say it." I was like, "Just tell me." She goes, "You're a perfect match." And then, of course, my thought was, oh. I took it as a sign it was meant to be. So fast forward, August 17th was our operation. And we're coming up on our 9-year anniversary this August. So coming up on 10 years is a big milestone for Sarah. So that's really good. But it morphed into this whole other world for me. So Obviously, at the time, I didn't know that that would segue into some sort of professional career in regards to sustainability, but I recycled an organ, didn't I? I think that, that ties into it nicely. So I've done everything from operational roles to district and regional support roles to corporate roles. And then for the past 4 years, I've been in my current role, which I absolutely love. So my passion in it and how it translates to the role, my opinion, I was not aware of all the great things that we were doing behind the scenes. Because we do a lot of great things, but no one knows about it. But this is a space where if we talk about not only our goals, targets, and achievements, the hope is that it'll encourage others to jump on this bandwagon to make a better planet for all of us. So I feel like I have responsibility in that, and part of my personal goals is to touch all 100,000 associates in some form or fashion when it comes to health and sustainability. That is my goal this year. And why not?